Hey everybody, welcome on in. Happy Sunday. Let me know how sounds and stuff are today. I was messing around with my PC earlier this week, and all my sound devices got messed up. So I tested it beforehand. I think we're all good, but you never know with this stuff. How's everybody doing today? It is super hot in Oregon. We are lucky enough to have AC, so we're not, suffering exorbitantly or anything. If we were, I would not be streaming because it would just be way too hot. But we are hiding out inside. Try not to run too much electricity otherwise, and just hanging out basically. So I know a lot of folks are there's not a lot of AC here in Oregon. The first place we lived in had no AC, so I can't imagine. It's gonna be over 110 degrees apparently today. So yeah, it's pretty nasty out there. Pretty nasty everywhere, it sounds like, with buildings collapsing and Delta variant stuff from COVID. It's a bummer, man. But at least we have each other and video games, and that makes it a little better, I got to hang out with Havoc and Apple on Saturday, which was or Friday. It was on Friday. Went to a brewery and had some food and some good conversation, and it was fantastic. And the first time I've hung out with friends since quarantine started, basically. So definitely super happy to have done it, and it was also kind of weird overall, just being back in that pseudo normalcy again. So I can't wait to do more of this, but figuring out what normal means in this new world of ours is going to be a challenge going forward, I think. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, maybe not. We'll see. So I think we're just gonna get right back into the game. You know, we took a break because we had family visiting, so we need to remember what we're doing here. Let's go ahead and switch on over. So we had learned that, if I remember correctly, we had learned that oh, hold on. Can you guys hear the game? Sorry, I'm hitting buttons that I shouldn't be. Okay, give me a second. There we go. There we go. All right, video games. They're great. So yeah, we had just found out that there are mercenaries hiding out in town. The murder victim, the guy who was lynched, whose murder we're investigating, he was a mercenary. And we know there is at least one other mercenary that we've met already. We're gonna go maybe say hi to him. And there's another one hiding somewhere else. Don't know where she is. I think it was a she. So we got a big lore dump as well about the world is sort of divided into like islands of reality, and there's just this nothingness between them, and people can travel through this nothingness, but it takes like a physical toll on them. So very weird and interesting world. Meanwhile, we're also trying to start up a club and a church, so that's kind of on our to-do list, but we've been pushing through with the main story quite a bit, so we might continue to do that here. So yeah, if you're on desktop, maybe mobile, I think we might have discovered this worked on mobile, you can take a look at my task list and my character sheet, and anytime there are any interesting dialogue options, I'll put up a poll and you guys can vote for it, for what we choose to respond with. That's all through the Twitch integration that this game has. So let's I guess let's take a look at our task list. Right, ask the scab leader about tattoos. So this is the mercenary who's hiding out. We learned he's actually a mercenary. We met him before. He was a little weird, for good reason apparently. We can also confront the Hardy Boys about the drug trade. We were investigating drug smuggling. We found out some very interesting things. Okay. All this stuff is about the nightclub. Right, this is about the cryptid. There are cryptozoologists in this world, and we investigated some traps, and one of the traps had been opened and was empty. So we'll find out. We'll talk to the cryptozoologist about that at some point. So we have to confront the Hardy Boys about the drug trade. We also have a task to prove our authority to the lead Hardy Boy. So those might end up being related. We're not sure yet. Yeah, so that's about it. A lot of items on the list, but actually not too much overall, in the way of like plot threads that we can follow. So I thought I saw something about, whoops, what was this? Run the number on the victim's armor. Okay, we need to call, we can do that right now actually. We're investigating the armor that was on the body that was lynched, so let's call back on that. See what they have to say.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
All right, did you find out more about the owner of the armored boots? Still no word. I know it must be frustrating to ask. Okay, so we still need to wait. Wait longer on that. I don't recall. I don't know if that's the next day. We're in day 4. It's 3 in the afternoon, and I don't recall. I don't remember what day it was that we asked about that. So, I don't know if it's been 24 hours or not. I have a cough today, which is worrisome. So, apologies in advance if I start coughing uncontrollably. There it is again. There's a spectral smell haunting this industrial harbor, and it smells like heavy fuel oil, mostly, because it's an industrial harbor. Years of turmoil, of hopes and dreams, ground beneath the inexorable tides of capital. Oh, okay. This is where we're trying to recruit communists by smelling them. So that's what this is. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Can you smell it now? You inhale. The cilia along your olfactory epithelium tingle with excitement as they sift through the swirling morass of industrial odors. First come the smells of the agitated strikebreakers, layers of body oil and sweat, over-buttered meals pulled from Bakelite lunch pails, the biting stench of lye soap. And then there's the slowly oxidizing metal gates, the scent of stale grease emanating from every crack. Everything in order, Detective? The lieutenant gives you a quizzical look. I'm smelling for communists, Kim. You're smelling for... You know what? I'll just leave you to it. Carry on, Detective. Good response, Kim. The lieutenant lacks your highly developed politico-olfactory cortex. The reek of communism is undeniable, and it's coming from that railing right there. You mean from Manana? Yes. Now's your chance to establish contact. But be easy about it. Communists have been known to charge when startled. Okay. Let's go. Well, let's save first, and then let's go ahead and talk to Mr. Manana over here about communism.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Oh, it's beautiful, sir. You've been in there, he means. Talk to the boss man too, probably. Labor utopia, not approvingly.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
He notes solemnly, then turns to you, a wide smile adorning his face.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Okay, let's ask this first. Any idea who killed the hangman? The mercenary, aye? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? He shakes his head solemnly. Well, the merc was hanged with a very specific type of cargo belt, one often used in heavy transport areas, for example, harbors. What a thought, he scoffs, looking shocked. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course. Pushed how? Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. What does that mean? He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts. Did you kill him? I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men with all sorts of skills. It just says that so casually, you know, it's like a very ominous thing to say. He's not lying about not doing it himself. Understood, the lieutenant takes a note. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you. No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search. He takes a sip from his flask. Alright, let's try to establish contact with our communist comrade, I'm sorry. Listen, brother, there's something important I need to talk to you about. What's that, Boya? He tilts his head slightly. Now's your chance. Remember, communists are notoriously skittish, so it's best to insinuate your way in. Hold on. This isn't a man who goes in for subterfuge. He prefers someone who will look him in the eye and say exactly what's on his mind. Okay. Okay. Involves our mutual friend Kras, which I think is Krasmazov, the like communist dude in this world. No, we're looking for the cell. That's right. We learned there's a cell of communists and we're trying to find them. So we'll just ask straight up. Can you help me find them? Now that is an important subject, but also a sensitive one. Still, good of you to just come straight out with it. No beating around the bush. He smooths the twin bars of his mustache. Yes, he certainly has a way of just coming out and saying things that normal people wouldn't. Look, Kim, I'm still drunk from 5 days ago. Don't judge me. So you've given up copping and now you're hunting communistas. Care to say why? I'm on a sort of quest to develop my political potential and I need their help. A fellow plains roamer in search of greater understanding. A classic story. He nods approvingly. I wish I could help. Unfortunately, I don't know many communistas. Are you sure? You smell just like a communist. Didn't realize you could smell communism. He frowns. But then I've never studied the subject. Maybe it's not taught in any of your so-called universities, but there's definitely something going on here. He snaps his fingers. Ah, but you know, I did meet a genuine ideologo a few months ago. Perhaps he is your guy. What is that? You know, a guy with a theory. Someone who likes to pit his theory against other theories in deadly theory combat. Oh, like a guy on the internet. Is that what we're saying here? Did he say his name was Stebbin, by any chance? Didn't say anything about his name. Wasn't the sort of encounter where names matter. Okay, how did you meet him? It was late one night as I was leaving the harbor. He was waiting on the corner in a classic Saramirizian jacket, a lot like the one you've got there. He asked me for a light. We shared cigarettes. Then he asked if I ever thought about getting into some of the extra physical branches of communism. An extremely cool way to establish contact. I wish I'd thought of that. He shrugs. It was all right. A little like something out of a Vespertine spy novel, but I must respect the effort. Okay. All right, well, how do I find this guy? I couldn't tell you. Once I declined his offer, we finished our cigarettes and he disappeared back into the night. Just before he melted into the shadows, he turned to me and said, "Remember Dobreva and Abadenez." And then he was gone. Yeah, who are they? I don't know. Guess not everyone remembers. A tight half-smile crosses his face. What do you think it means? Been wondering about that myself. He scratches his chin. Some communista inside talk, could be. Not meant for the wider public. They love that kind of thing. You'd have to ask someone who knows this ideologo personally. The lieutenant clears his throat. Not to interfere in your personal errand, but it might have something to do with that passphrase Cindy mentioned earlier. Oh, right. So we're looking for a meeting place, and we needed to know the passphrase to get into the meeting. Oh, right. Good thinking, Kim. The lieutenant nods. Just in time, the faithful partner arrives with a key that turns the lock. You two make a good pair. I salute you, boyas, and wish you good fortune on this grand ideological quest. He tips his hat ever so slightly. Oh, thanks. Let's check that task out. So, get yourself organized. Attend Stebbins meeting after 2200 at the Cape Side Apartments. Okay. All right. Good to know. We have a couple. Skill checks we can do again. Tommy DeHom. Oh, I remember him. Okay. Yeah, we can run back to him and say hi later. Okay, so this is our mercenary in hiding. He is a big boy, and we don't want to antagonize him, in my opinion. So we'll save and see what happens here.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Let's go from the top. Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines? Hell no, I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here, you understand? It just has to be said, that was not a convincing line. Okay. Say very quietly. Is there a tribunal being convened by any chance? So we were told that the mercenaries are pissed that their boy was murdered, and they are looking for anyone and everyone involved, which might just be the whole city, and they want to kill them all. So we need to stop that. Say very quietly. Is there a tribunal being convened by any chance? Fucking bug. He breathes out slowly, his giant chest deflating and his mouth slightly open. You hear a tiny rattle, a small radio cracking somewhere. An earpiece? I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long until it's ready. Ominous. How about you fuck off now, huh? Okay, of course, the lieutenant says, his voice a soothing calm. He looks at you. Okay, let's back off. Let's just back off. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on. All right, let's show him the picture of the tattoos, which is also the picture of the body. So this might be explosive. Don't think so, he grunts, barely glancing at it. It was on your colonel. Let's give him the photo. We'll just be straight up with him. Wordless, he takes the photo and looks at it. Gray eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving. Hard as a stone, but beneath it, you see dead flesh in colorful rivers of polychrome, melting skin and hair. After a while, he cranes his head side to side and sighs. Fucking loincloths really did him in. Loincloths? Yeah. Okay, I guess we're not gonna have that explained to us. Can you tell me what the tattoo means? What it means... He points to one tiny star in the web of lines, away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach. What must have been Semenine. Okay. I can tell you what this one means. Only one. He squints at it. It's so small. You want to hear what happened here? Yes. Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush in Benetal 41, monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission. Benetal is one of the inhabited islands of the Semenese archipelago near the Pale. The Pale is that, like, nothingness between islands of reality. Covered in jungle. It was the anchor point for the Semenese nationalists in the proxy war held on the islanders' territory. He spent a month behind enemy lines scouting kipped villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers. He licks his lips as if drunk suddenly. With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off. No, we're gonna hear this out. Our boy, he's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon, his voice gets strangely quiet. A long, long way from right to work. His gaze pierces the paper. At dawn, he comes upon two kips, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless. But the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old. Okay. This might get rough. I don't know if I'll read it all, but... She was quite the entertainment for the week she lasted. Expired in the hands of Serge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make chief there. He nods toward the man on the gates. Shit his pants and cry like a bitch. Oh, the kind of guy who'd make chief there, shit his pants and cry like a bitch. Referring to, The big, huge, thick guy whose name I can't remember. God, he suddenly burst out laughing. Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tits off her cold body and fucking ate them. Said primitive spirits were watching over him now. Jesus. Suddenly the laughter stops. Drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits my ass. Something stirs in your stomach. You were there? No, I was in the domain, in Jamrock, being a bouncer. You're not really a scab leader, are you? Fucking mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off, but... He shrugs. Is this like a metaphorical mask? Psychological mask? I'm not sure. Can I have it back? Go ahead. He turns toward the gate slowly and yells, "All right now, free commerce, keep the goods flowing." On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, littering his dead skin. So they're like battles he was involved in? Is that what that means? Because, yeah, I think we completed that task. Oh, the victim's tattoos. Oh, interesting. So this task is still open. You should probably talk to about 2 people about them for this. So that we're still looking for someone else. Interesting. Alright. Alright, I guess next stop is to talk to the Hardy Boys about the drug smuggling and maybe the murder again. They're still stonewalling us, but we'll figure it out. It's already getting warm in here. Let's go ahead and save again. And let's ask about this drug smuggling.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Titus does not look particularly happy to see you. Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade. Oh boy. Like hell you have. He leans back, unruffled. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos. That's a good nickname, 41 Kilos. Well, do that. In the meantime, he points south. Did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. He taps on his notebook, then turns to you. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grace? The thought forms in your head like a lightning strike branching in the sky. You're right. There is no local drug trade, except you. Point at Titus. That's a mighty interesting theory. He rubs his jaw, smiling. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street. Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies. You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. He grins. For the good of the community, of course. I don't know what to respond with here. We can say this is disgusting. We could say good idea, at least you have some control over it. Or we can say, yeah, keep telling yourself that. I know for a fact there's still plenty of drugs out there. And I don't remember if we actually know for a fact that there's still drugs out there. Maybe we'll go with this. At least this way you have some control over it. Thank you. Theoretically, of course. Thank you, theoretically. He takes a sip of his beer and smiles. Titus, I'm amazed. Where's the same professionalism when it comes to other topics? You're doing great. I hardly have to interfere at all. I don't know, Lizzie. I guess theoretical things just don't make me emotional. Now, was there anything else? I was sort of going to get my brewski on. Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here. The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing, she runs the thing, right? The drug trade. My answer is fuck off. He takes a step closer. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene. We know, dude. And here we go. Back to the usual. The woman sighs. I know. The little man raises his index finger excitedly. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints. Well, that's not a very nice thing to say. Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet. Go fuck your mom, Dennis. That's more like it, boys. Elizabeth turns to you. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know? Okay, well, I talked to Joyce. The merc you hanged, his friends are coming for you. Yeah? He doesn't seem worried. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Krennel? Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma. They're snickering in the room. Some of the men put their beers down. Okay, I don't understand that comment, but all right, sure, why not? Yes, they're forming some kind of tribunal, and they're coming for you. This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too. Let them come, Blondie yells across the cafeteria. The Hardy boys are right fucking here. You heard the man right here. He points to the ground. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us, and Glenn is fucking crazy. I don't know, y'all. Yeah, well-oiled murder machine. He punches Blondie on the shoulder. I don't know why this is an option. I don't know. Let's start with this one. The mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons. We got weapons of our own. He cracks open his vest to give you a glimpse of his holster. We got Eister 50s, Zelgers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home. Will they pierce ceramic armor? I guess we're gonna see, aren't we? Oh, Jesus. That was an unsure phrasing. See what? That they don't? Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. He takes a sip of beer to bide his time, then tries to get the last word in. You haven't seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal. I don't know. It's Krennel's bad news, you know that, right? A spray of beer. So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre Scum. You been out there? Seen any around? Yeah, where are they now, huh? He points south. Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate. They're talking about some of the scary gangs we've heard about but haven't seen. These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or a Barmy Army. No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think. Okay, let's go with the weird one. Did you know that a single hornet can kill 40 bees a minute? The fuck is that supposed to mean? You're the bees, they're the hornet. We're not bees, we're men. We're socialists. Okay. Easy, he's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do, scare my men? Joyce said they've gone rogue. Nobody is controlling them. Big fucking surprise, he mutters. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen? Okay, bro. What do you mean, okay? He jerks forward a bit. I mean, okay, they're gonna wipe you the fuck out, Titus. No, they won't. He shakes his beard at you. Get out of here with your negative energy. All he means is that the situation is serious. No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that. Oh, okay. Okay, so now our chances of success are higher. We warned them about the tribunal. So I guess we can leave. Can we boost our authority at all at this point? I guess that would be based on our gear, wouldn't it? Okay, currently nothing is affecting our authority. Respect my authority. This is -1 authority. That's +2 authority. Kim still doesn't know we've stolen these boots. Oh my god. The first time we put them on, I feel like he's gonna freak the fuck out. That's -2 authority, -1 authority. Okay. I'm gonna save and then put these boots on and see what happens with Kim. We'll see what happens.
It's you again. What is it?
%28 chance. Let's try it. Let's try it. Nope. Establish authority. Yes, authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind. First you tell me someone's been raped and then you don't say who? That's bullshit. Stomp your feet like a child. Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, alright? We took care of it. The law handled it, alright? Yeah, aren't you listening? It's done. Finito. I guess we're both the law around here if you start to think about it. No, asshole, you're nobody. I'm the law. Stop yelling about the goddamn law in my establishment. The cafeteria manager interrupts with his voice raised to a squeak. We get it, you're all the law. Everybody's a badass here. All right.
Yes?
No. Okay, all right. I'm gonna actually reload, I think. That just seems like the safe thing to do. I'd rather boost my authority in some other way. Okay. Let's go talk to the cryptozoologist and tell him that one of his traps is mysteriously open.
Ha ha! Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He gives you a gruff pat on the shoulder. He tries to play it cool, remain professional, but inside this man is itching for some news on those traps. Before though, let's so we're still looking for the armor from the dead mercenary. Gary, this guy over here, it's probably hard to see, had a piece. Did you know Gary was hiding the armor? Well, no, I had no idea, and I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty or disloyalty are not one of them. Thanks, the man mutters in the distance. He doesn't dare say more. He's still glad his friend stood up for him. Alright. So I checked all the traps. Good, okay. And one of them was empty. Completely empty. The cryptozoologist's eyes grow wide. Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locust, no phasmid. No locust, but no phasmid either. That's not ideal, but the empty trap was the one at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow? I definitely left that one stocked. Right from the campsite. The old woman's face lights up. It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought. She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct them. Of course, the detective whispers to himself, more clever. Yes, the Phantasmodea picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure. His companion sighs. Another trip to the reeds. Yes, exactly. What a deft hunter, this Phasmin. Oh, of course, be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture, mine stands, okay? Actually, no. His tone changes. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news, too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Revachol, is yours. And thanks, buddy. Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft of the locusts? Thank you. It's an honor, Kim says with a straight face, then turns to you. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but... Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity? Let's develop an alternative theory about the missing locusts. Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person, hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno. It's always Kuno, isn't it? I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locusts. A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bugs? Oh, sir. You don't know Kuno like I do. A shadow of worry passes over the woman's face. Oh, my dear Morel, you've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects, almost as much as they love to torment old folks. I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up. Delinquents, my favorite. It doesn't sound like it's really Kim's favorite. Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close. Well, I see you've got all the help you need. The man turns to his companions. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me. After this is your last chance to talk to Gary. I don't think we have a reason to at this point, but... Really, Gary? The woman's voice is a little shaky suddenly. We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but... Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it. Even if it's bugs. He looks at his tea. Morel, it's been fun, really. But I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run. No need to apologize, Gary. You've been more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty, though. We're gonna follow this through. He keeps the language unemotional, but it's in there. Disappointment. Do we want to ask about a specific cryptid? Okay. Tell me about a cool cryptid, any cryptid. Okay, we'll just skip this. Change the subject. All right. Okay, so we can continue investigating the insects. All right, let's revisit some of these some of these skill checks. All right, so this guy has one, and if we boost our esprit de corps, I guess that's helpful. Let's see if we can do that here. Suggestion. Yeah, okay, esprit de corps. That's also esprit de corps, but also boosts our visual calculus. That's also esprit de corps, but okay, all right. We have very low esprit de corps stats, so not surprised that we're not gonna have great luck with that, most likely. Okay. Okay. Let's see what's going on with this guy. He's been very mean to us.
I can't believe this shit.
Something strange about this guy. Figure it out. All right, 58%. Nope. Level with me for a second. Are you working class? You know what I'm more interested in? Me solving the case of the hanged man? You solving the case you're on. I'm passionate about that, so get to that. Okay, all right. That's fine. We're gonna run around and talk to people, I think. Just see if we can get past some of these skill checks, and we're a little aimless right now, to be honest. That's okay. Kind of a slow, lazy day.
Make way for the master poet.
Okay. Let's try boosting our empathy here. Boy, if only you could do that in real life. We've already got +2 empathy going for us, so if only glasses could give you a higher empathy quotient. Got a lot of things that harm empathy stats. So we might be as good as we're gonna get. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. Let's try it. See what happens.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
What do you see in his eyes? Tommy, spill the beans. What's troubling you? Okay. Well, so much for that. There's an odd woman we wanted to talk to over here about the pale and the nothingness and all that good stuff.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
I think I know what's going on with you. Oh, okay. Warlock, hey buddy, welcome on in. How is your Sunday going? It is really fucking hot in Oregon, I gotta say, but we got video games to keep us company in the meantime, so life's good. And what is that? She sticks a filterless cigarette into a cigarette holder and reaches for the light. You're a pail driver. You transport goods through the pail. Great, the lieutenant concedes with a head shake. He asked the Pines rep about the pail, and now he's talking to everyone about it. We've learned previously that this game's reality is like separated by pockets of nothingness, but people can travel through those pockets. So this world is like this shattered... It's made up of these islands of reality with nothingness in between. It's very unique and interesting. Fine then, he sighs. Just try not to black out again, and don't contemplate. We don't have time for that. Okay, Kim. Hey, we leveled up. It's death, but for the universe? Oh, we're contemplating the living shit out of this. Oh, I'm contemplating, Kim. I'm drawing existential conclusions from this. Exactly what I didn't want you to do. He sighs and turns to the woman. Ma'am, my partner wanted to know if you work in pail transport. No offense, but your partner? She lights a cigarette. A white and silver cloud of smoke disappears into her mouth. Seems like a bit of an idiot. She breathes out. The air tastes sweet. Republica, a filterless cigarette from Mesk. I blacked out after a night of heavy drinking and lost all memory of the world, so that's kind of idiotic, I suppose. Like Gabrielle Buenguero in Pergunte a Poera. She nods and smiles unkindly. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything, even things I never knew. You remember things you never knew? The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot, in the motor park, the roses on the day of Franconegro's coronation, on the grand stairs of Real, the smoke from the fowling piece when Dolores Day was shot. Oh, we learned about Dolores Day. She's like the Messiah in this world. The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest, my hand in my father's hand. She closes her eyes, her eyelids trembling. Except I never had a father, and I never shot her innocence Dolores Day. Over radiation, too much pale. Heroic doses. Heroic. Isn't that dangerous? Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Katla Magistral? She savors the lungful. It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now, when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this, she gestures at the square. The broken horse monument, the clanging of machines in the distance. What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel, it doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become vapor. What does the pale look like? Like looking into the ocean at night, in the dark. And you cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big. Bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined. What does the pale feel like? Nothing, until it starts. When you're deep enough, then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark gray and orange. The orange of streetlights and the color of trees in the electric light. It smells like autumn, too. It smells terrible. Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself, for humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it. So how do you pass through it? In the belly of an airship, behind steel windows, so you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it. Not on this lorry, then? No, the same one. A roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold. So people travel through this nothingness in like special airships. I don't think we ever get to see one, but that would be cool. One last thing. You said we can just become vapor? Yes. No elaboration. I feel I already have what you have in some way. The memory loss. They say there is a point, one that I have not crossed, in the Pale Superdeep. If you stray too far off course on the U-41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past. There's a flip. She flicks the ash from her cigarette. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south? She looks at her cigarette. It's almost out. She has swallowed it hungrily. Then at you. The motorway south? What's that? It's a story us longhaulsmen tell. Longhaulsmen, Sharif, not pale drivers. Way beyond the established pale that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent. And dark, and the process begins. Erasure. Kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from. Is this like Kentucky Route Zero? In the center of this town, there's a ghostly motorway, she's saying. It takes all the people where they want to stay. They say I've been away on a kind of holiday. What is at the end of the motorway south? No one knows what's at the end. She takes the cigarette out of the cigarette holder and extinguishes it. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. She goes silent, her eyes close and her hands shake. A child rowing on the lake. Ma'am? Hosianna. A sigh escapes her lips, then silence, as she stares within herself. There's nothing more to do now. She's far away. She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. A child descending. You fried both your brains enough for today, Detective. He inspects her. No response. Let's get some air. This one's far gone. He shakes his head silently as he turns to leave. I could not follow most of that. I don't think you were supposed to be fair. But still. But now we have a thought we could interpret for Motorway South. Right, we were trying to become sober, and we kind of stopped for a little while. We've got some really good thoughts at this point. Actually, we could give this one up. Because it gives us -1 logic, which I'm not crazy about. But I don't have any other, well, okay, yeah, let's forget this one. And then we'll start on our path to sobriety again. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Okay. Let's try, we're just gonna try to do some of these, skill checks again and see what happens in the game, because we're feeling a little aimless at the moment, so we need to just kind of poke at the game a bit and see what we can find. And I guess this will let us talk to Kuno as well. That's kind of on the way, so let's see what we can see there. Do you have any gear that can boost our conceptualization? Yeah, we got a white shirt. We like that. That might be everything, but, you know, better than nothing. And a jacket. Okay, okay. Conceptualization. That might be everything. But that's pretty good. Okay. Let's try it now. Why am I looking at this wall? 58%. We're getting there. Nope, not today. Alright. Maybe later. Right, I forget. I was wrong earlier when I said, oh, this will let us talk to Kuno, but no, we actually have to go all the way around. That's what happens when you don't play a game for a week and a half. You forget things. Maybe it's just an age thing. Alright, Kuno, let's save, because this is always dicey when we talk to Kuno here.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
You wouldn't happen to know anything about any missing locusts, would you? Oh, nope. Wrong one. No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs. So he knows locusts are bugs. Oh my god, the little one seems distraught. I told you that shit is lame. Shut up, C. Now they're gonna take you to lame prison. She sounds like she's about to cry out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness. What's this about? Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up. Kuno's not going to say anything without his lawyer present. Lame. That rings some bells. Could this be connected to Night City, aka the City of Rage? Maybe? Kuno, is this about Rage City? Oh god, Kuno, no! The little one behind the fence takes her head off. It's gonna happen now. They're gonna make you lame. Stop it, C. No one's gonna make anyone lame. Kuno's got this under control. There's definitely something going on here. You should check out Kuno's shack, the one with the pig's head. Oh, okay. Thanks, video game. I think that was this way. Yeah, right in here. Oh, wait. What is this? Oh. Okay, this is new, I think. It's crawling with locusts in here. All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows. Like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants? Huh. Well, Detective, it appears you've solved the case. The lieutenant looks around, writes something in his notebook, and turns to you. Of the locust. For the missing locust case, which is a subcase of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well. Precisely, Kim. Yes, I feel we are nearing a real breakthrough. You think the Insulindian phasmid is nearby? If anything, the presence of the locusts points to the opposite. The phasmid did not take the bait from the traps. It was Kuno. The phasmid doesn't exist. But what do I know? He shrugs. Use your powers of deduction. You knew the magic bug was nowhere near here. The phasmid is impairing your judgment. I'm sorry, logic. Alright, let's talk to Kuno. Again. As you do. Alright, Kuno, fess up.
Fuck does Kuno care?
I know you took the locusts from the traps. Yeah? Kuno took the bugs. So what? You say you don't give a fuck about bugs. Then you go and build a whole bug town. It's not Bug Town, it's the city of locusts, he says, enunciating every syllable. Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends. Stop, she wails from behind the fence, then buries her face in her hands. Kuno's a fucking nerd. Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the Night City he mentioned when you asked him where he's been. So that in there is Night City? Yeah, Locust City. City of Rage. City of Lights. There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort. Sounds like a cool place. Kuno, the pig wants to help you. That's how lame it is. Please just don't say you're an artist. He pushes his chest out. Maybe I am an artist. You hear that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist now. Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno Kuno. Well, we'll let that slide. Making art is a worthy calling. I'm something of an artist myself, apparently. Oh my god, Kuno, he's gonna make you totally lame in like 3 seconds. Don't let him, Kuno. Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free. He tears at the buttons of his shirt, trying to rip them open. They don't give way. Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a bleep. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away. A leaden silence fills the yard. In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the eaves. Someone closing a window. Let's say nothing. I don't know what's happening here. Without a word, she disappears entirely behind the fence. For once, the boy is lost for words. He's turned completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face. You got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist traps alone. Okay. I don't give a shit. I don't need the locust anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right. The girl's face appears again above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno. She doesn't know whether to be glad Kuno's finally convinced of the lameness, or more worried because of his continued use of the first-person singular. Kuno is Kuno, not I. Alright, what does the city of Locust mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit, build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck. He turns his face up to the heavens. Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame. Oh, I kind of feel bad. What's gonna happen to the locusts? Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die. Alright, bye. The fuck are you trying to catch anyway? With the traps? The Insulindian Phasmid, Kuno. Huh. He recognizes the name. Wait, do you know what that is? Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit. As you leave, you notice his usual rooster-like swaying posture has changed. Slowed down. Like clockwork unwinding. There's silence between the two children. They're not saying anything to each other, nor looking in each other's direction. Let's try talking to her. I mean, she never says anything to us, but...
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Hey, kid.
What's this kid shit? Fucking mind games. I'd rather die than squeal.
Get the fuck out of here, face. You got done. Talk to me.
So it's a girl. Interesting. Okay. That was kind of pointless. I don't know. But okay. We can tell the cryptozoologists that the children will not be messing with their traps anymore. So let's go ahead and do that. They are by default Warlock, but I turned off some of that so I could like read and react to it kind of on my own time. I found when I had all the voices on, I was just like sitting here watching, and it didn't seem like very exciting as a streamer to just be like sitting here watching all this dialogue, you know, just being voiced, you know. Yeah.
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it.
Okay.
A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical, but I have a good feeling about this.
I had a chat with this kid, Kuno. He promised to stop stealing the locusts. So it was just a child. He purses his lips, crestfallen. Oh, we leveled up again. Thank you for telling us, sweetie. She turns to smile gently up at her husband. This is good news, right? It means we can try again. She acts chipper, but something's changed in her tone. A hidden worry. Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid or the missing locust. It's something else. Yes, you're right. We'll just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time, and then, maybe, we can... The aging cryptozoologist breaks into a hideous coughing fit. He has a 38-degree fever. His resilience has given way. She looks at him with tender concern. Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home? You're right, you're right. He breathes carefully, not to start coughing again. We can come back next season, when it's warmer. We've come too far to quit. I'm gonna restock the trap. Let's do this. We're getting really carried away with this, aren't we? He makes a show of suppressing a sigh. Fine, it's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast. But after this... He wants to see this tale through as much as you. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this already. But he cannot let it drag out after this. Really, it's too much, officer. He starts coughing again. What Morel means is, we're grateful for your help. She nods to her husband. That was a really unpleasant sound in my headphones, I gotta say. Alright, here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely mention you should this lead to a discovery. I'm not talking co-discovery, of course, but that's fine, buddy. It's fine. Alright, let's level up. What do we want to put points into? I'm half tempted to put another point into empathy or maybe even suggestion or something, but maybe hand-eye. Well, no, let's lean into our strengths here. These are 7s, these are 8s. We can dump a ton of points into these, theoretically anyway. Let's just keep boosting visual calculus. There are so many skills that I feel like it's impossible to feel like you're making the right choice, but that's all right. All right. Let's go talk to Renee. And then I think we're going to warp back to the church and see if we can make any progress there with that quest. We are trying to open a club in a church, and there are side quests in the way of this, so we'll see if we can make any progress there. But before we do that, we're going to go talk to Renee. Ah, he's over here.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you?
We want to boost composure. Let's see if we can do that here. Composure, composure, composure. Whoops. That's -1 composure. We might not have anything that can help. Oh, here we go. +1 composure. What are we wearing right now? Oh, +1 empathy. Okay. All right. Ah, +1 composure there. Okay. We might have a pretty good shot at this actually now.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you?
There we go. As Renee turns from you to his partner and back, the metals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his rib cage lifted, displaying them proudly. How many metals are there? 2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller metal resembles the sun. A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The metal hangs from a blue striped triangle. It is the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in the suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line of duty in service of King Frizzle I. So, okay, so this guy was a very highly decorated veteran. A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the words Valiance written below. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frizzle I during the Revolution. Did you get those for bravery? He interjects. For bravery? For doing my duty in the heat of battle, for looking my mortality in the eye when men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shat themselves. He saved some maudit princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold. Saved a princeling? It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Quarron and were getting really ambitious. King Frizzle thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. The old carabiner runs his fingers over the larger metal. Sent his cousin, Drysant, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drysant was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatoo feathers to battle. He spits. Even his rifle was gold-plated. Shown from 5 clicks away, can you imagine the asininity? He really despises that Drysant fellow. Purple velvet tunic, the lieutenant says thoughtfully. That isn't exactly camo. To keep the long and bloody story short, Drysant marched us against the partisans in Quarron, and when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory single file like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice it to say, it was carnage. Must have been a bloodbath. I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound, but just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee. He pats his right thigh. Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings. This might yield something useful. Alright. Then what did you do? I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black. Capitaine Arnaud, le fleur des chevaux? The bane of horses. When I came to, it was all over. He continues, ignoring his companion. It was just me and Jarla's Drysong, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. Ugh. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood, but despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. That would never happen to Johnny Lawjaw. My jaw is tight. Right. He doesn't get sidetracked. So I grabbed the prick and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived, and the jawless freak convinced Fristle to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood, piss, and shit. He was the commanding officer, and I was on duty, just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning. You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty, more than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breast, an untarnished self-worth. Why do you despise him so much? Because he was a goddamn dandy, he exclaims furiously. Had no business leading men or even being on the battlefield. All he was related. That's it. Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders. He was a stupid kid, only interested in horses, hairstyles, and man-loving. And 782 Royal Carabiniers are dead because of his incompetence. Whoa, man-loving? Is that even a word? It is not. Sounds like you're being modest, Renee. The old Carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless. What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him in Drysong. 2 days later, that was. And that even whilst crawling with a mangled, half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way. Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there. Hold on, you're just a little bit proud of his heroics, aren't you? Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and these kinds of bloody heroics are only impressive to men like Rene himself. Certainly not to me. No. How did you find the story to be, officer? Impressive, sure. Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer, they don't hand these out for anyone with a service record. What does that mean? Oh no, you have to get shot, repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody. Do not speak of what you know nothing about, poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand. Thanks, Renee. There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too. True Revacholians, men with backbone. Oh yes, Renee, yes. The jolly man nods meekly. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone was a fascia. Lord, please bring those days back if you can. I'm not getting into this with you again. He mumbles through clenched teeth and turns to you. Officer, was there anything else? You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own to impress this old soldier. Alright, let's boost our drama skill before we try that nonsense. Oh, Lord. Well, yeah, this was +1 drama. I remember that, and I think... Yep, the bow tie, of course. The mesh top. Okay, what about boots or shoes or pants? That's -1 drama. This is the same outfit we wore when we did our karaoke, so totally tracks. Okay, I think, yeah, let's empty that. But okay, we got +4 to drama now, so let's tell him a story.
The purity of snow always reminds me of the
Go long, go deep, go unconventional. My story doesn't have gunfire, blood, or spilled guts, but let me give you a different take on heroism. Sure, officer. He already looks skeptical. Let's hear your take. Imagine just flickering into existence from nothingness. I'm not following you. He'll get it, don't worry. Just continue. He's gonna be impressed. Imagine knowing nothing but the sweet oblivion, only to wake into unbelievable pain. The man stares at you, silently frowning. Doesn't look like he's imagining it. Right when you are willing to do just about anything to make it stop, you open your eyelids. The carabiner crosses his arms and spits in the crater. And realize the man body with you in it is just a husk now. All memories erased. You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk and going into delirium, right? He asks impatiently. I don't think he's impressed by our story. The lieutenant looks up from his notes and nods to the old carabiner. Well, in essence, yes. And I thought getting my knees shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad. Here, have one of my medals. You've earned it, officer. Your sarcasm will be your undoing, old man. Extremely rigid principles this old soldier has. Don't leave room for a change of heart or backing out. The medal is yours. Okay, I guess we have a medal now. The veteran of numerous armed conflicts extends his right arm with the setting sun in his clenched fist, and an expression of utter disbelief in his eyes. The old carabiner stares at you for a moment, then tension leaves him, and he asks, was there something else you wanted to take from us? I don't think there was anything else he wanted. Was there? You got the medal, now let's solve the crime. Alright. We have a medal, I guess. What can we do with this? Who can say? Oh boy. We don't even need to do some of these anymore. All right, let's warp back to the church and see what we can do there. So I think we need to walk here. I know people that would have racked up a whole wall of medals if they got them for being shit-faced. Same. All right, let's go to the church. We were trying to get an item from a frozen over icebox, and we failed the check to do it, so we need to see if we can find an alternate way. So let's go talk to the woman here.
Yes, what is it?
Yeah, so about that thing. Oh, she doesn't have anything new to say. And she gave us the tool already, which did not help. All right. I think there's something new over here. Yeah, what is this? A prayer book has been left open. Excerpts from a litany of love. Okay. All right, well, we're kind of frozen there then, I guess. Huh. So, let me see here. We can try the ice cream maker again. So maybe let's do that. That's what we are trying to open and failed. I didn't realize that we could do the physical instrument check again. So let's try. It's this one here, I believe. So let's equip. Yeah, the multi-tool. Let's get our physical instrument boosted as much as we can. I do really wish we could like have sets of gear that we can just swap in and out, because this is tedious to try to remember, you know, which ones, you know, do which stats and all that. I feel like that's something they'll hopefully, you know, fix in a sequel or something if they ever do that. I don't know if they ever will, but put on those pants. Oh, we can equip the metal. Where does that go? Oh, okay, interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and put that jacket back on so we don't look quite as goofy. All right, so 28% chance. Let's try it. Nope. Bummer. I might have to put a point, like a skill point, into that skill. We can only put one more in, but yeah, we'll have to level up first. All right, well, onwards. It feels a little bit like we're starting to run out of things we can do, which is a little worrisome. I don't know. Things seem to reset at night once you go to bed, so maybe that's all we need to do. Maybe we just need to wait to see if that'll happen, but we could go talk to the union boss. Maybe he will have something. Actually, let's do that. Let's do that. Is that a place we can fast travel to? I shouldn't enter doors with if I'm not completely sure I need to. Okay, we can't fast travel to the Union boss. All right, well, that's fine. Go for a little walk here. I recall a quest that I did when I played this the first time. Maybe if we do that, maybe that'll let us make some progress, because I think the Union boss wasn't going to give us any info until we did a thing for him. So let's see. Let's see. Got a lot of walking to do, but I feel like we're moving somewhat quickly. Yeah, we made it. Okay. Okay, let's talk to this jerk again. This is not a fishing rod, is it? It's... Wait, what? I don't know what that was referring to just now, but okay. All right, let's talk to this guy.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time. since you've already sat on that chair?
All right, we have a lot of new things to say to him, so hopefully this'll open up a path for us. I've just finished investigating the local drug trade. Ah, yes, your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you the keys to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business. Actually, Revachol doesn't have a mayor. He refuses to discuss it further. It's probably just a small nuisance to him. Turns out the strikers were being served an alcoholic brew. I stopped this madness. I don't know what that means, Harry, but I love it. I love your initiative. Knowing you're out there, keeping things running, lets me focus on the big picture stuff. Don't even tell me what was going on. Alcoholic brew, stronger, stopped it, strike. I'm just gonna let you surprise me, Harry. Okay. So I met Joyce. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation business. Everyone here is just pals. Yes, we're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you shouldn't work with her just because you and I are such good friends. I'm not a jealous guy. What happened to the previous company rep? What do you mean, Harry? The big man sounds annoyed. Nothing. I let him go. He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go? He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. You called him a midget. Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. Abruptly, he smiles and changes his tone. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. The man frowns disapprovingly. When she got back, the whole thing was over. There was no mention of casserole from Joyce. Harry, do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was. This particular brand of humor he has, it makes for a fine distraction. Everard, Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her. Yes, lowballing, of course. He's suddenly very serious. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything is a casino for those rich types. His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior. Why haven't you let Joyce in to see her? If she actually wants to see me, she'll find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that. Alright, let's talk about something else. Actually, I'm gonna get some water, and so I'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll continue poking at this game's boundaries. All right, we're back. Got some hydration. Let the room air out a little bit, you know. So let's see. It's almost 10. We'll see how long we'll be able to go. It's not too hot in here yet, but it is warming up. It is already like 92 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's pretty warm outside. Okay. Oh, all right. Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time, it's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she's doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this, he makes an all-encompassing gesture, is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind. That's interesting. It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now. All right, so this is the quest that he'll give us, and we'll get some more info. So, a fantastic change of heart, Harry. Go talk to Manana down by the gates. He'll brief you and give you the key. And just like that, it's happening. The roller coaster is moving. Too late to take it back now. Just open one little door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. That's it. Anything else we should discuss? All right. I can't tell if this is like a metaphorical door or like we're literally opening a door to creep someone out. Genuinely unsure. Sure do wish I could fast travel from here. me? Oh, right, okay. Actually, let's investigate this door. I think there's a skill check here. Can we persuade the door to open with our rhetoric skill? You know what? Let's try. Let's try to persuade the door to open. As you do. As you do. Rhetoric. We've already got a +1 rhetoric item equipped. Surely one of these glasses can boost our rhetoric. Ah, the shirts. The shirt will boost our rhetoric. Extra drama. That's always fun. Right. Okay. Let's try this. Hey. Despite the dirt that surrounds you and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within the door. Hello? Is there anybody in there? The door stands silent. Satisfied, detective? A wry smile crosses the lieutenant's face. Try again. If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you. Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Mega rich light bending guy. Okay.
You can't be serious.
Holy shit. Alright. I did not do this in my last playthrough. Holy shit! Yo, there's like a black hole in here. Yeah, we're screenshotting that.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
Is this the uber capitalist? The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for a review. Well, okay. Do we squint or do we cover our eyes? Let's try squinting.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo.
Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. Interesting. We couldn't quite pull off that visual calculus check.
In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Hello!
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him. Now, he claps his hands together. What can I do for you, gentlemen? What you can see of his body appears composed, in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. There's genuine surprise in his voice. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Sans, welcome in. Yes, it is apparently disco time. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Diodor, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are? Mr. Diodor, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner, Harrier Dubois. We are Harry. Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well. Thank you. We chose our name in this game, so I like it. How did you become so rich? Oh Lord, not this again. What's the matter, Kim? Oh, nothing. It's just that you got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. Every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. It's true. And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case. It is important, I agree. The man chuckles. It's quite all right. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy. Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that, but alright. What is it like being an extremely high net worth individual? The man exhales with a whistle. I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've gotta work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really. Which poor rich person has to pay for things? Yeah. So he's like a black hole of money. Is that what this represents here? Is that what's happening here? We can say, cool, I don't even have any interesting replies. Which is probably how I would respond. Let's be very blunt. You're a thief. People out here are working their asses off while you chill here. And that's what? Unjust? I think it's perfectly just. His tone is ever so slightly less agreeable than before. What do you mean? Listen, Mr. Dubois, I used to be an idealist just like you. But the truth is that we have no objective system by which to measure someone's value other than the market. We should just embrace that, rather than resist it. The hand that allocates resources among men is invisible and cruel, but it is steady, measured, indeed it is just. Man, being a high net worth individual sounds great. I agree. It is, truly. It's almost entirely carefree. It really leaves you time to better yourself spiritually. A tech bro from Silicon Valley. Yeah, right? Yeah. I hate this guy. Hey. All this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about. There's something strange about you, sir. What do you mean? His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different. Are you talking about my chin? No. I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light. Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Weisman coefficient. The Weiss-Weisman coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. I was right. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth among that group of individuals. It's been observed that when the Weiss-Weisman coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual. Sup, Dorcas Maximus? We're just talking to a walking black hole, you know, like you do. You staying cool out there, Havoc? So what is our coefficient? The Weiss-Weisman coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.998 repeating. Yeah, it was getting up to like 85 in this office yesterday. We'll see how high it gets today. That's not good for you. Are you telling me that you are so rich that light literally bends around your face? Among other things. But calm down, I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire. I'm calm. That's good. Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff? You just had to cancel your talk with Retro Militia. are you going to be able to do tomorrow's stream? Because it's going to be just as hot tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be rough. Spend all day in our bedroom with the door closed and our AC. Yeah. Oh, you think you might do it in the morning? Yeah, like so far it's been okay here. I brought like a meat thermometer in to check the temperature in here. It's like 83 in here right now, so not too bad, I guess. Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff? I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez in a cargo container, which I admit is odd. Ding, Sean is done. It's true. I met my most tender and juicy right this second. Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container. Why are you in this container, sir? Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, it gives me a lot of time to think. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly? So this guy roams around in a cargo container and he has no idea where he is. In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Serezny, a precursor of modern Sur-la-Clef, used to own the city of Revachol. An obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping. Alright, yeah, we're in Revachol. Ah, fellow history buff. I myself am currently reading up on Franco-Nigerian era trains. Very interesting stuff. This is like the most bonkers thing I've seen in the game to this point, and I agree, it is very pretty. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money. Well, why don't you help them? You got so much money, it can't make a difference. There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of desire, I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that. Okay, so you travel from place to place via shipping container. Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Oh my god. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, pale proof outerwear, and so on. It just goes a bit middle class after a while, a bit bourgeois. The seagulls thing, I mean, it's kind of dehumanizing though to compare people to seagulls, you know? So you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle? What? No, I didn't say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that. The bending light appears to wink. I want to kick this guy in the nuts. You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money? Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do. But Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's why I need the money. It's perfectly all right. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. I hear what you're saying, but I've watched the homeless community game the systems for too long. I mean, you gotta be smart to live that lifestyle, I would think. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. He gave me $3. That's how much he gave us. Here's 3 real. How much can you get for this? It gets me almost nothing. That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest. With no desire to change. I'll take your word for it. I have not worked... Oh, wow. We need to boost our conceptualization here. I've not worked with any homeless before, so I am completely ignorant of that stuff. Alright, conceptualization. We can do this, y'all. Got a legendary skill check here, so... Yeah, that's rhetoric. All right. This is so tedious. So you need to work for money while this guy's inherited a fuck ton? Yes. Yes, Sans, that is correct. I think that's all the conceptualization. Oh wow, we're like transparent here in the menu. That's actually fantastic.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Okay, let's present a sound investment plan. Or not. Or not. If business planning were really your strong suit, you probably wouldn't be a cop. You should invest in the RCM. He should what? The volunteer police force? And why would I do that? Because it's chronically mismanaged, deeply corrupt, and completely outmatched. Just a minute, the RCM has its difficulties, but generally speaking... You know, that's exactly what I've heard. From what I understand, the RCM as currently constituted is essentially a lost cause. Oof. Still, the idea of a privatized police force is extremely forward-thinking. You could even say it's ultra-liberal. Tell me, if you could invest in the RCM, where would you direct your resources? The latest technological wonders. Yes, radio computers for every precinct. The RCM's problems aren't the kind you can solve with radio computers. The rot goes much deeper than that. If I could interject, the RCM's problems are mainly structural. We're hamstrung by a lack of clear lines of authority, and our system of performance reviews strongly disincentivizes inter-precinct cooperation. I think the lieutenant's right. Your problems run much deeper than equipment or funding. The entire org structure of the RCM needs to be redefined. You need a unified chain of command, new metrics for measuring performance that reward real police work. Does that sound right? Yes, that's precisely what we need. So you'll do it. You're saying you're going to do it, right? Hell no. Can you imagine how much work that would take? Why would I do that when I can just speculate on exotic financial derivatives from the comfort of this shipping container? It's fair. That's fair. The thing about investing is that the less work you have to do, the better. Don't overthink. That's what return on investment means. The lieutenant's disappointment is palpable. It's like someone just shot his dog. Now, is there anything else I could help you gentlemen with? I guess not. Bye. Amazing. Amazing. Just a monetary black hole hanging out in this cargo container. All right, I completely forgot what we were even doing. Oh, we're looking for Mr. Manana. Then we're gonna do a job for Mr. Everett here, and then he will tell us things about the murder, hopefully. I do wish the loading times were better in this video game. And I wish that the rain that we're hearing right now was here in Oregon. We need it. Here we go, Mr. Manana.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Everett said you have a key to a door? A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? He said it belonged to a weasel. Oh, say no more. I got you. He taps the side of his nose with a little wink. I got that key right here. Let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. I'm not opening this door for myself. I'm opening it for all working men. I knew this man was a commie. He smiles, tilting his head. And it's a good thing you're doing, too. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling rags. That's all I know. I know what door this is. Okay, but where did you get the key from? The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really truly matter. His gaze wanders off into the distance. None of this mess we're in, this jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. Anything else I should know about this task? This weasel person? When he'll be home? He shakes his head. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we're fighting for. The man takes a big sip from his flask. He means he's not going to tell you because he doesn't know, but he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard. Okay, alright, let's get some more info about the people here. Why are you striking? We're negotiating our share. Your share? Aye. He seems pleased with himself. Oh, okay. Economy stuff. How large a share would you like? All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board so they can take part in the decision-making process. This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in Southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist. Are you a communist? No. He pauses to think a moment. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. But the stuff you do aligns admirably well with the World Republic. Why not call yourself a communist? I have nothing against communists. They are honorable boyaderos, and they have good analysis. But my own code serves me well. If my code starts failing, a code can fail a man as well as a man can fail a code, then I will have to submit to a new one, which may well be communism. He knows who he is, firmly grounded, has no need to reinforce or elaborate his political identity to himself or others. It sounds like you're a communist who thinks he isn't doing well enough to call himself one. See, I am primarily a lazy person. He looks very amused, as if thinking about some private joke or mystery. No doubt he's communist enough to call himself such, but he won't. Why not? He likely believes that when someone has radical ideas, he should still rather present himself as a self-interested moderate, not as a missionary of a minority ideology. Because it might come in handy to present ideas as part of reality, the only reality that exists, instead of some abstract true form. On the other hand, he's not lying when performing this sleight of hand. He's just a self-interested moderate. Oh, okay. This is getting philosophical. Right on, brother. All right, tell me about Everard. I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he's a capable organizer and a decent businessman. So what does bossing the union entail? I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own. By that you mean corruption? By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it, even. He is, personally, not too lavish. I mean, that desk seemed lavish to me. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. That's true. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all. This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today. You seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about the political situation. Sure, I've had the necessary free time. He spreads his arms wide, using the reach to show how much time he has. Fortunately, there's always time. The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. I wish I had better command of my time. You know, I wish I was working for myself, and could do the things that I wanted at the time that I wanted, but I can't. It all comes together now, the way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool. That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends. It's not disco. Not disco. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide, yet it feels as if he could effortlessly go even wider if need be. An endless torrent of time. Alright, do you know anything about the Hardy Boys? Los Hardys? He smiles. They're an independent militant group, a bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. We're trying to assert our authority with the Hardy Boys, so anything we can learn about them I think is helpful. They're sort of like you, preserve the rule of law and all that, except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you. Okay. Alright. Bye. Alright, let's go unlock this basement door. I'm reasonably certain I know where we're going. Remember when I said I knew where we were going? Incorrect. I went to the wrong place. There's a lot of running around in this game. At least they added the fast travel in. That does make it easier, even though they did a terrible job of explaining how it works. I do really like this, just the soundscape of this game. It's very distinctive. All right. Let's go into this door here. You hear the sound of running water. Someone's washing dishes. Okay, let's quick save here. And head on in. The door has braved the elements for decades. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and so is the knocker, shaped like a lion's head. Press your ear against the door. Someone is moving around in the apartment. You hear the water being turned off and the sound of dishes clinking together. The tenant must be cleaning up. That means you're too late. Nothing more to do here. Better report back to Everard. Oh. Okay. Well, let's knock. No answer. Let's just unlock the door. The key stops midway in the lock. Something's blocking its path. Not a sound is coming from the apartment. The tenant's key is in the lock. The lieutenant looks first at the door, then back at you, then signals you to back off from the door. All right, we're going to put a poll up. Do we say, I know you're in there, or do we just leave? You guys tell me. I have no idea what the consequences of either action are, to be perfectly honest. Fusroda the door. Sadly, I have not consumed any Dragon Souls in this game yet. But okay, we'll take that as a vote for number one. I know you're in there. That already defeats the point, doesn't it? Let's get out of here. All right. Bye. As you turn to leave, you hear footsteps on the other side. Yes, someone's definitely home. Yeah, I mean, we knew that. We should leave and go talk with Everard. Tell him what happened, that we couldn't open the door. Maybe there's a workaround. Okay. All right, we're gonna traipse all the way back to where we just were. So we're just doing whatever we can to kind of push the main story forward at this point because it feels like we're a little bit stuck. So that's what we're trying to do here. I feel like when I played it, it was like maybe somewhere between 20 and 30 hours, you know, which isn't that long for games these days, but when you're streaming it and reading all the text, it's definitely longer. And they added full voice acting, so if you're playing it by yourself and you're just enjoying the voice acting, it's also a lot longer. So, you know, I know that the game can end in many different ways and in different time frames depending on what you've done and how you played. So I don't know like how quickly you can get through it. There's definitely some variation. But it's not like some 100-hour, you know, Persona or Assassin's Creed type game. I have been thinking about maybe starting a new game on Tuesdays. You know, I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV on Tuesdays, but I had the thought of maybe starting... I was thinking about starting Metro 2033 and maybe doing that once a week on Tuesdays, because that's not a long game at all.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
Oh, thanks. Remember that container I asked you about? Turns out there's a mega rich light bending guy inside. Mega rich light bending guy? Oh my god, how did that get in there? Slime like him must have oozed in through the cracks. Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega rich light bending guys. I think he wants to take down the proletariat, Everett. Honestly, Harry, we might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect. It's not long. I think I have 84 hours on 3 playthroughs. I mean, that's like almost 30 hours per playthrough. I thought Metro was like a 10-hour game or something. Am I misremembering that? Yes, for God's sake, you're a socialist. You're right, Harry, I am a socialist. I'm going to catch the mega rich guy inside the container and harvest his energy to power the harbor's fog lights. You really do take your time? Got it. Got it. Well, yeah, we might do that on Tuesday. We'll see. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. He bursts out laughing. I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry. Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container town. Tried for achievements. Yeah, I only played it once, and it was years ago. I mean, it was probably around the time it came out, honestly. Alright, Everard, about the weasel. You fucked up. You waited too long, the weasel came back, and now you can't open the door I asked you to open. The big man looks you straight in the eye. Harvest the mega rich folk energy. Yeah, I tried, but I was unable to convince him to invest in me. I played on the hardest skill level, Ranger Hardcore. Yeah, no, I won't be doing that if I play. I will be playing on whatever the default is. Everard forgives, Harry. Don't cry, my boy. It's gonna be alright. I'm still gonna tell you about the murder. That's just the way I am. Benevolent. I thought I had more time. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. He pretends to roll up his sleeves. Real police work is going to start happening now. I promise you, Harry. This is going to be good. Play on Ranger easy, honestly. It's still hardcore. Okay, I'm going to have to look into whatever all these difficulty modes are, because I don't know what they mean. I don't think they had those when I played. It was just hard, medium, and easy, I guess. So I will look into it. I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it. By now, I'm sure you figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys, Wild Pines, sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flat caps. I'm listening. Post-launch DLC for 2033, and they were removed in Redux. So I was going to play the Redux mode. Like, I wanted to play, because I played the original back in the day, so I was going to play the Redux. I think I have it on Epic. I have the Reduxes of the first two games, and then I just bought Metro Exodus on the Steam sale. They were pre-order DLC. That's an interesting choice. Okay, good to know. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries. You mean our murder victim? He nods gravely. A security contractor. Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire. People didn't like that. Yeah, I can imagine. I just noticed that in Jedi Fallen Order, the lightsaber has a shadow. Like, it casts a shadow on your character. The lighting in that game is beautiful. I haven't bought it because, you know, I just time or whatever, but man, it looks gorgeous. If they added like a ray tracing patch for that game with the lightsabers and the blaster bolts and stuff, oh, it would be beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, okay. The shadow on the wall, lightsaber has a shadow. What? Are we playing the same game? This here? There's a fishing pole. A swordfish? I'm so confused, you guys. The lightsaber has a shadow. It is an actual non-light sword? Neon light sword? I don't know what you're talking about. Am I missing something? Am I experiencing heat stroke? Is that what's happening here? Is it this blue light here? Is it this fishing pole? I'm so confused. Are you talking about like my background? Are you typing furiously, or have you given up trying to explain to me this? You are playing Fallen Order right now. Oh, Sans, you're confusing the heck out of me. Okay, so I saw that the lightsaber in the game has a shadow. Okay, so we were talking about Fallen Order. Okay. I think we're on the same page now. He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun. I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisit, Semenine, Sarah Marisa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Sans used confusion. It was absolutely super effective. Yes, I was thoroughly confuzzled. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. Okay, go on. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. He laughs. Oh, okay, go on. About my fun container? It's a hoot, Harry. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in here the next time they move it. It will be very fun, I promise. This guy is such a jerk. But enough about me and my container. The killers the company hired. I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. Yeah, we know this already. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. He shakes his head. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees. By negotiator, you mean Joyce. Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill. So who exactly did the pushing? There's a militant wing inside the Union, a group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. That sounds a bit like organized crime. It's true. They're like you guys. He nods to you and the lieutenant. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow. Again, that sounds like organized crime. So these idealists killed our victim. One day, Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation. I mean, we already know that these guys did not actually kill this guy. There's something else going on here. Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this? Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent them my lawyer girl to look after them. He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error? Anyway, there was a bullet in the hanged man's head. This guy was not hanged to death. He was shot to death. So they shot him. He sounds pleasantly surprised. He was shot in the head before he was hanged. How odd, the man shrugs. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I take a look into that yard. It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire. What I do know is the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policemen. Oof. It's so condescending. Okay. How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company? How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. He slams his fist on the desk. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. At least he didn't say little police boys. I suppose, yeah. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates. So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor? You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes. Yeah, we already know about this. The name of the company is Krenel. It might have been Sediment before. Of course, you're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me. Yeah, I'm sure. The remaining mercenaries are organizing a tribunal to take on the Hardys. Tribunal? He appears aghast. That sounds serious, Harry. We Union men should be shitting ourselves. He rubs his chin and smiles suddenly. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. Let's change the subject. He's clearly happy about the tribunal. Yeah, that's a little weird. You don't seem too worried about it. Oh, Harry, what do I really think about the tribunal? You're trying to climb to second base with old Everard before you've even courted him properly. That's a phrase. He wants you to do more things for him. Oh, okay. You mentioned a lawyer girl. Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy, but hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. All right, tell me about Titus Hardy. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them, exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement, core members. Things? How interesting. I do know a lot about things. We all know things. Except for our main character, Harry, here. He knows nothing. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative. Interesting. Who's second in command? They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. He did not answer that question. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. He's betting on them being useless to you. Everett, I met these Hardys. Can you please ask them to cooperate with me? But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend, Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk. Okay, I think this will make the talk with the Hardy Boys go easier now. You can now go and tell Titus about this, see what he has to say. Also, Harry, here's 5 real. Wait, why? I'm not giving you anything, I'm just holding out 5 real. Take it. We like money. The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks a little puzzled. Good boy, a real team player. Now, do you have any more questions? I don't think so. Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really wanted to achieve with the strike. I mean, feel free to monologue. You know, do your thing. Why are there channels on Twitch that won't load ever? I couldn't tell you, Havoc. Twitch has been having a time lately. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. Great sadness comes over him. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet. Yet? Hairball and TN Comedy? Everything else is fine. I mean, was it Mr. V yesterday or the day before said he was, like, he couldn't get your stream to load all the way? Yeah, it just sounds like they're having all kinds of troubles lately. Yes, Harry, it's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left, he says, slowly shaking his head. I want to, but I just can't. A man of the left? So you have to be a social democrat. But I'm already a communist, I mean... He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats. What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are. You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me? What would this entail? Kim asks. Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. Kim, what do you think of this? It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful. He studies, Everard. As I said, it weighs on me heavily. He bows his head in shame, then looks up and smiles. But once we get really talking, well, I'm going to hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing. He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can, deliberately omitting things. Alright, what are these signatures for? I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're going to get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. You mean the fishing village with the old woman and the younger woman we met? Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place. Doesn't have that Union attitude. You're already pretty deep into this. What's a little more? No one can see you here in Martinez. So what will happen to the current occupants? They're just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings, right next to a fancy new youth center designed by the best architects from Stella Maris. Ugh. Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street? Are you 100% sure no one's gonna end up homeless? Am I? Harry, these people. Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them. We're gonna build a youth center there. The value of their properties goes up, and kids have a place to live in, or to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbor. Alright, well, I can ask. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here. He hands you an open white envelope. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. Cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard there was some trouble with the water lock, but it should be fixed now. Yeah. Once you get the signature, mail this to blah blah blah, then I'll know you're a solid socialist. Okay. Apparently it's time to finish internalizing one of our thoughts.
Fairweather T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
Okay. Well, we have a lot of that armor now. Alright, cool. So if we ever come up against any enemies in armor, we'll be a little bit stronger against them. Okay. So, we were just given... Oh, we have a box with locusts. That's funny. Okay, we were given this letter. White envelope. A white envelope with a stamp attached to the upper right corner, handed to you by Everard Clare. Inside are some legal documents with 2 names printed on them. Both signatures are required. Okay, let's leave before we poke around at this thing anymore. And let's go ahead and run back out to the city center. Then we'll take a look at that envelope. Well, now I can't remember how to get out. Oh, here we go. Okay. Because once we get back to the city center, we'll be able to fast travel to the fishing village anyway, so that will make life a little easier. And we can also talk to the Hardy Boys again, see if we can make any progress there. Alright, let's stop right in front of the door here and take a look at this envelope. Alright, let's interact with it. You take the legal documents out of the envelope. 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum. Look at the zoning plan. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. So the people living there are not going to like this. Kim, what do you think of this? I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine, the lieutenant replies, flipping through the documents. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but he shrugs. How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects, but there's no other way. Try to find a loophole in the deal. There is no loophole. The simple truth is the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door. Well, what are the ramifications of this? Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move on. Cam, these people are going to have to move away. Can we do something about it? I should have seen it. The lieutenant frowns as he reads over the document again. Everett probably has eyes on us, but... He pauses to think. We could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge those signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone. Ooh. Okay, we can't do this here because people are literally watching us. If we, I wonder where we can go. Maybe, like, in here? Like, do we just have to be indoors? Or maybe in our shack in the fishing village? I think that's considered private. Yeah, what now? Whoops. No, this apparently is not private enough. Interesting. Okay. Wow, okay. Let's just try to get out of our inventory here. We're going to try talking to the Hardy Boys again, trying to assert our authority. Yet again. It's getting late in the day. Let's go ahead and quick save. Let's equip some authority boosting items as well. Oh right, the boots. Let's hold off on those first. Maybe I'll put those on for now. Other than the boots, the only things we have to boost authority is nothing, I think. So... Okay. Alright. Well, good to know, I guess. Alright, let's save again and then see what these people have to say. She has nothing new to say. Alright, that's fine.
It's you again. What is it?
Me and Everett talked. He promised you'd cooperate. Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now he's making me play with you? Is that it, lawman? And what's gonna happen if you don't? The little guy leans forward. You gonna go and tell on us? Why don't you push me some more and let's find out, Gimp? You gonna let him talk to me like that, Titus? He turns his eyes, full of hurt, to the big man. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I am, you big pussy. He turns back to you. The old man sent word you'd be around again. That's the reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out. It would take an army to bend Titus to his will, but having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect. Okay, now we have a 28% chance. What's that? Oh, wait. No, I think it was 28% already. Man, bummer. Okay, scan the room. We already did this. We've already gone through this stuff. Let's talk about the hanging again. Yeah, no more news questions, I guess. Still 28%. That's not great. I guess let's try it. Nope. Okay, we already did this, so we're gonna have to level up again before we can try this again. Just not working for us. That's too bad. I thought talking to Everard would make that go easier, but apparently not. Okay, let's teleport to the shacks. And let's go into our own shack, specifically. And hopefully this is private enough to try forging those signatures. 83% interfacing. Okay, perfect. Probably good enough. Okay, with a confident flourish, you complete your forgery. What do you see on the signature line? 2 names, Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. Indeed, they look distinctly different and very convincing. These might as well be their actual signatures. But they're not, and the document will be nullified if they dispute it. That means Everard will have to start over. All you need to do now is mail the signatures to Everard's accountant in La Delta. Cool. Alright, well that wasn't too bad. So I think now we can fast travel back, put the envelope in the mail, and then we gotta run back to Everard and talk to him about it. That was a shockingly fast load screen. I knew we'd get to use this mailbox for something. Alright, you drop the white envelope in the darkness. It lands with a soft thud on what sounds like a couple of letters. About a week's worth of mail is collected in there. They'll empty it very soon. Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that slug Everard. You know he's gonna play you somehow. Alright, let's go back to Everard. Alright. Time to do a bunch of walking again. No, too far. Okay. Oh. We are making progress, slowly but surely. If this is the last time we have to make this track, I will be quite happy with that. All right, Everett. We did your dirty work.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes. Now, what can Everard Clare do for you today?
It's done. I mailed the signatures you asked. The golden boy returns once more. Wonderful, simply wonderful, Harry. He claps his hands together like a child who's just been offered cotton candy. Of course, I already knew this. Hey, we leveled up. All right. My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a future and proven to be a true man of the left. I can finally trust you now. You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun. Nothing is off the table. See, forging that signature really paid off. Well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you're in. You don't know his full plan. Perhaps he expected trickery? Perhaps the signatures weren't important? The point is, do not think you're ahead of him. Can I get my gun now? Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me, but it had to be done. What a jerk. Fine, where is it? An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character, so watch out. This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy, the one he described as terrifying. Okay, so the gun's still with the woman who bought it from Roy. Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. He smiles and shakes his head in wonderment. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that. Wild. Anyway, the neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debradors Union. Apparently she was waving it around at the entrance to her building. She was waving it around at people? As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry, no one got hurt. We might be looking at someone with a medical history here. Watch out. So who is this old woman? Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs. Oh. I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig. A smile flickers in the corner of Kim's mouth. Alright, can you set up a meeting with this crazy old woman? I already have. Tonight, starting 2200, near the old fish market on the coast, the one on the boardwalk a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff. Alright, well, we have 2 meetings for 2200 tonight, so that's a little awkward. More fun stuff. Kim looks at you. He seems like we already have fun stuff to do. Alright, did you order the hanged man killed? I did not, Harry, although I am very, very glad he's dead. What do you gain from him being dead? Why, a war, of course. Oh. And what do you have to gain from a war? Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war. We're going to do the hornet thing again. Have you ever heard what 2 giant Ceres hornets can do to an entire colony of bees? They destroy it. I have. It's a great story, Harry. Did you also know how the bee colony kills the giant hornet? They swarm and blanket it entirely until it suffers a massive heat stroke and dies. Harry, we outnumbered them 1,500 to 1, and that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men. The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste. Alright, so how is this connected to the strike? Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait, he pauses to rub his chin. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we don't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take all of it for the people. And fuck Wild Pines. The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often. So that's why you haven't let Joyce in. Yes, it's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her asshole. She has no chance. What? Tits from her asshole. It's a local saying. Actually, no, it's not. Why are you telling me your plans? If you can't tell that, you've got some issues. Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start. He looks at the swordfish clock and nods. It's already happening. How many of you guys are in there, or are there in your union? 2,372, he replies like a whip. Plus yours truly, of course. 2,373 is a sizable contingent for a labor organization in Revachol. How are you going to fund your new independent harbor? Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients who will ditch us? Harry, we thought of everything. Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day. You can't possibly hope to continue like you have. Clients will leave en masse. Sure, some will go, but mark my words, the company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams. That's drugs. Drug trafficking, Kim says. Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samar and Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities. That's just the top of the iceberg, though, isn't it? The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debardeurs Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. In bulk shipping, large volume column is a major buyer, a shark. We're going to transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. He slams his fist on the desk once more. So your sick kid can get his Benefed and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperidone. Benefed is children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and risperidone is used to treat severe psychosis. And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidone? I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned. He smiles. Also, I heard Dragon Gem say fuck last night. Def rang like a gunshot, that. Yeah, it's always fun when you hear that for the first time from somebody. You're just like, oh. Okay. We can say those words. He smiles. But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share, and I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez. He's basically admitting to drug trafficking. Makes sense to regulate the drug trade like this. Keeps it out of more dangerous hands. Oh, Harry, you've understood. I have no drugs in my hands. He raises both hands, palms open. It's all far removed from me, like some half-remembered dream. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbor's turnover, just like the harbor is but a small part of Martinez. It would still be illegal. Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music, young mothers who want to start businesses, models who want to walk catwalks, and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be on the wealth, and everyone's going to pull their weight. I mean, he's ambitious, right? Like, he's got goals. That's nice. I love what you're doing for the working man, Everett. Thank you, Harry. Thank you. You have no idea how much it means to me, because in many ways you are that working man. You have already done so much work. All right, let's ask about specific union members. We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters, but I'm in big time mode, Harry. There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big time mode. All right. We're good. I don't know. Questions about the harbor? No, we already did that. Murder questions, did that. Okay. We're done. All right, let's put a point into authority. Maybe it'll help us establish our authority with Titus. So it kind of sucks. I mean, we did all that work and we didn't really learn anything new. We learned about his master plot or anything, but like that's not something we're gonna be able to affect or do anything about. It's just, we're just a cop, you know. We're not gonna like overthrow the union or anything. Will this guy tell us anything about the union members?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Lariche said when she opened. No trouble at all, mister.
Okay, okay.
No trouble at all.
Oh, gosh. Okay. All right, we're going to ask about everybody. Okay, tell me about this Edgar guy. Mr. Edgar is Mr. Everett's brother. He looks a bit younger, he does, but he's very smart. Not even Revachol. Okay. I'm not going to read all this, because this guy, his whole thing is he just talks a lot. And there's just a lot of stuff here. So we're just going to ask about all these characters, and hopefully it'll come in handy later on. Okay, so this guy knew the old guys that we talked to earlier on. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's try establishing our authority again, I guess? I suppose we could always go talk to Joyce too, see what she has to say about things. That's what we did the last stream. That's where we ended, so I'm not sure she would have much new to say. So the whole thing we're trying to do here is establish our authority with the Hardy Boys, which will, I don't know, I guess let us push them forward more on the murder investigation. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and equip these authority boosting boots because I'm kind of tired of trying this over and over.
It's you again. What is it?
72%. That's pretty good. All right. Really? Really? All right. Oh, Lord. Okay. Just gonna keep doing this, I guess. Amazing. If we just reload, will this work? We're gonna try it. I think it is truly random each time, so we'll see how it goes. Put these boots back on again. Do I have anything else? Do I have anything else? I know we keep checking this, but I just want to make sure all my bases are covered. I feel like glasses should boost authority, in my opinion. Just give you that, you know, that little extra oomph, you know, that makes people think you know what you're talking about. Like having British accents. Okay.
It's you again. What is it?
One more time. One more time, and then we'll just move on to something else. Hey, we did it. All right, thank God. As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? Where have I seen this before? You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with almost exclusively men, sitting on desks, talking shit, and wasting time. I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here. Huh? You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand. He leans in. You got a problem with beer now? Not quite there yet. Push on. No. I got drunk. So drunk I drove my car to the sea. I don't give a shit either, just like you guys. Speak for yourself, buddy. We've been giving a shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together. They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s. Congratulations on the graffito removal. Kim turns to Titus. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim. So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck. He picks the beer back up. Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick. It's not about who did it. It's about the victim. She needs help. Titus, Elizabeth says. He looks at her. She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms. You want to help her, cop? Fine. I'm going to let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, Titus taps his chin with his fist. A freight train of pain, buddy. What is her name? The lieutenant takes out his notes. Nice. Leveled up. Classe Amandu. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags. A real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit. Blonde. That's Amandu with an OU. Shit, the girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop. Oh gosh. So this is the woman we talked to the very first day. Classier? Yeah, blonde, tall, 2 rooms over from yours. Okay. Nope. You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly. I don't understand what's so cool here. Nothing. He gives you a sideways glance. We just have a few more questions, then we'll be on our way. Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup. So what was her relationship with the mercenary? Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship. It was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing. Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation. I think I'm going to heal my morale here. I've got a shitload of drugs, so I think it'll be okay. What is your relationship with her? I know her. He looks around, and an uncommon silence fills the room. How well do you know her? A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means. Well, enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months. He crosses his arms. He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten. So she's not from around here. You mean Revachol? Nah. She's an immigrant or a drifter of some sort. Been staying here over the winter. Don't you give her any more trouble, the fat guy blurts out. She's just had some bad luck, that's all. Alright. Shut up, Angie. He slaps his forehead. She doesn't need your help. Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. So the rape, when was that? He did it before we killed him. He's not going to do it again. So what does it matter? It would help if we establish a timeline. Alright, 2 weeks maybe? I don't know. I need another beer. Here you go, boss. The tall blonde throws him a can. Titus cracks it open. You said you partied. Cool, that's cool. But what did you mean? What do you think I meant? Was it sex? Yeah, pretty much. So you're saying the two of you were close? No, we just fucked, that's all. I'm not going to give you any details if that's what you're after, so put your dick away. He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of I don't give a shit. Okay, we'll talk to her. Remember what I said, freight train of pain. Okay. All right, this is going to move the story forward a lot. And I think this is going to be a good place to stop tonight, or today, actually. Let's see what Kim has to say here.
Officer, what was that?
You mean the sweating and the fidgeting when he mentioned her name? Yes. I think I know that woman. The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her? Whatever you do, don't say the first thing. I met her in the hallway after I woke up. Understood. You are not in good shape on Monday. It's true. She knows I did some pretty crazy stuff before I passed out, that I partied hard and not very mental healthily. So she overheard you, or did you party together? No, she just overheard me. Anything else? She knows I didn't remember being a cop. Okay, that's manageable. I asked her where we are, what city this is, maybe even what year. Okay, that's it. We're not going to say we didn't rape her, because that's weird. We'll be all right, Lieutenant. This is nothing. Is it, though? Nothing? You're still in for a bumpy ride here. Try not to mess it up. Okay. We're going to level up. And I think we're going to put a point into physical instruments so we can try to open that damn ice cream machine again. I don't know if it's worth it, but we're going to do it. All right, let's go ahead and save. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Anyway, who is streaming on twitch.tv today? We're going to send on a raid. Let's go ahead and switch to this. Anybody have any suggestions for someone to raid today? It's oddly quiet on Twitch today. Wow, apparently I'm following somebody who has 2.7 thousand viewers. We're not going to raid them. Amazing. All right, well, you know what? That's fine. We will just call it there. And I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday. And please stay cool and stay safe. And I will be back on Tuesday. I'm still waffling on what game I'm actually going to play on Tuesday, but we will play something at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So good luck, everybody. Take care, and I will see you when I see you.